What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Last time we beat Lotta Hart at Logic Chess, so now she can finally tell us a bit of the truth, hopefully, of the big scoop that she wanted. Something about the black market and the auction, or the black auction, or the market auction, some sort of underground auction. I was watching the auction, gathering info for my story. You didn't just watch, though. You got shocking photos too, right? A little while after the auction started, someone won a bid, and the conductor banged the gavel. Someone hollered, "We'll finish the deal upstairs," or something like that. That ain't good, I thought to myself as I hurried back to hide behind the statue. Did you see whoever came up? Not quite, but I reckon the fellow that came up was the winner of the bid. I could smell the buttery aroma of big fat wads of cash. Buttery aroma? I can't imagine that at all. Nah, freshly printed bills have that nasty, linen-y smell to it. It's no good. I reckon this room is where the bidders ponied up the dough for their purchases. The two of them talked for a while. Wait, there was a second person in the storeroom? You betcha. "Stop reckoning things," was the conductor. And then out of nowhere, one of them started screaming. Almost scared my britches off. I rolled myself up into a ball and kept on laying low. So you witnessed the murder? Well, I wouldn't say that I witnessed it, but I definitely heard it though. Didn't you try to stop them? Just stop right there. That ain't even funny. What's a dainty little thing like me gonna do? You could bounce the bullets off of your afro. Come on now. Dainty. After that, I heard me some rustlin' and a bustlin' and I reckon they were bustlin'. Some rustles. The whole time, I was really regretting coming here. Something fierce. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, but nothing gets in the way of Lotta Hart and her photos. This was my big scoop. Ain't no way I was gonna let it slip away. A bit later, I hear this loud thud. I figured it was my last chance to snap a photo from behind the statue. Show me! God, just beating around the bush. Everyone's always beating around the bush. Just show me. Well, well. A bloody Red Riding Hood man-woman. Man? Is it a man? Kind of broad shoulders. I'd say it's a man. The person in the red raincoat who attacked Kay. The person in the red raincoat assaulted the victim in the storeroom. And then attacked Kay on the roof? There's only one person in this photo. Where is the victim? I thought it was strange too. I could have sworn there were two of them, but when I looked, there was only the one. That's gotta be the killer, don't you reckon? Oh, I reckon. So she's saying the victim disappeared. Murder may have occurred. Okay. You were able to tell this person was the culprit just by looking? Their hand was stained bright red, so I figured it was them. What happened to the auction after the murder? Nothing, really. It just went on like normal. I guess those rich folks didn't give a hoot. They got some nerve. The nerve of a journalist is nothing to scoff at either. Ba, ba, ba. What? We're back to the investigation? Oh, I thought we were done. What's left? Boom, boom. Wait a minute. Where? Oh, there. So that's yeah. Okay, sorry. Nothing. What's this? It looks like a giant head. If I recall, this is the head of Mrs. Monkey. I believe it was from a case I was involved with in the past. It's impressive how they were able to get such a large object into this room. Mrs. Monkey, huh? That doesn't really have a nice ring to it. Maybe you remembered the name wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. Impossible! That can't be true. Edgeworth is always right. Always. Especially with names. Uncle Ray's heart is pounding up a storm. Surrounded by so many cutie pies in such a small, cramped room. Shields. Calm down. Just calm down. Gotta give him a creepy laugh. It was just a joke. Uncle Ray's keeping a close watch over little K. So you can continue your investigation without worry. You watching over K is exactly what I'm worried about. God, Edgeworth never has faith in anybody. Ever. I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that. She's gonna steal this, Ray's gonna sexually harass this person. Can I help with something? I don't know, can you? Nope. But we do have logic. We did get a piece of logic, and now we have 2. Bajam! If we assume that the murder took place in this storeroom, then we must conclude that the body was here as well. Isn't that pretty obvious? Do you remember how the participants left the auction? Of course, they passed through this storeroom on the way back from the auction. The culprit had to hide the body so that the participants wouldn't discover it. The real question is, where was the body hidden? Now we're missing. Oh, okay. Emma, would you mind lending me a hand? Leave it to me. What do you want me to do? Let's see. Use your luminol, Regent, to test for a blood reaction, if you would please. Okay, let me show you the power of science. The glint in her eyes is getting brighter by the second. Let's start by examining that ladder over there. Based on Miss Hart's picture, the person in the red raincoat headed towards that ladder. Chances are, something will turn up if we check there. Just touch anything you want to examine. Oh, I love these! If you do that, you'll be able to shut up! I know how to work luminol, damn it! If there's a blood stain on the spot where you sprayed, you'll get a reaction like this. Even so, no matter how many times I see blood stains, they're always so gruesome. There's a blood reaction here, but it's kind of faint. Let's spray it with luminol 2 or 3 more times, so it'll be nice and clear. Let me do it! God! You can see it clearly now. The rain is gone. It looks even more gruesome than before. Do you understand how to look for bloodstains now? There are probably a few more bloodstains here, so why don't you give it a try, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! Gotta spray everywhere! For safekeeping, gotta use up the whole bottle. Ba-bee. Let's search the rest of the storeroom for bloodstains, just like that. Just like that. Just like that. When I spray, you spray. Bum bum a da da bee da ba da boo doo ba bee boo a da ah ah. Wait, unfortunately there were no. Oh, okay. Please examine the places you want to spray luminol on. Okay. Okay. I bet there was a body in here. Looks like a coffin. I knew it. Yes, yes. Well, what do you know? Mr. Edgeworth, there's a blood stain. Why is there a blood stain in a place like this? Maybe something that had blood on it was stored inside? Yeah. Yeah, isn't that kind of obvious, Emma? Ba-bum. Ba-bee-bop-bop. We don't have to continue the investigation, though. Now we know. Wait, why aren't you letting me use logic? You want me to finish first? Okay, okay. Let's finish up first. Oh, whoops. Ba, 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 ba. Ba. Oh, there must be some here, too. The murder weapon? Oh, never mind. Blood money. Literally. Oh, no, maybe not. That sucks. Well, we gotta find where... Ah! How the body was brought here, maybe. Ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. Bloodstain! Why in a place like this? Perhaps this was where the murder took place. It looks like some of the blood dripped down to the floor below. Okay. Da-da-ba-da. Looks like we found all the bloodstains in the storeroom. It seems we have investigated the storeroom sufficiently. There we go. Ha! The reason why we found a bloodstain in the costume trunk is because the murderer hid the body in that box. I wonder who won the bid for it. The trunk, I mean. That I don't know. In a certain way, everything worked out exactly as someone wanted. Hold it. I couldn't have been in that dressing box. What do you mean? When I first came down here, that box caught my eye too. It was just the right size and would have made the perfect hiding place. That's what I thought, anyway. But I couldn't get the dang thing to open. It'd been wrapped up real tight with a locked chain. The murder happened after that, so hiding a body in there would have been impossible, you know? A chain wrapped around it. That's a bit strange. Right now, it doesn't seem to be locked up at all. Ah! You know what? Oh, there we go. It's... Wait a minute, no. I was gonna say that's where they kept... What's-her-face, the woman, but... Is there a second victim? We'll have to see. If there is a second victim, the hypothesis that was forming in my head just a second ago will make perfect sense. But if it doesn't, then it doesn't make any sense. And with that, I believe we have examined everything there is to examine here. Bold statement. Let's head on down. Head on down the road. Have we decided on our next destination? Hey, Kay. Yes, Mr. Shields? We wouldn't want you to get lost, so make sure you stay real close to Uncle Ray, Kay. You know why he has no employees? Because he doesn't have any money because of all the lawsuits of sexual harassment. Good job, Shields. Good job. These two. Since when did they get along like that? This looks fun. What? Ooh. Isn't this an interesting development? Surprise! We're like a band. This place is... Is this the auction hall? No, it's the meeting room from before. How nice of you to drop in, Kay Faraday. Oh, gotta kill him. DeBest knows too much. He's seen too much. You got some guts. Hey, you guys, arrest her. Wait, Kay is... As for the rest of the riffraff, just show them out of the door. Or out the door. And for some reason, we're not being arrested as accomplices, so that's interesting. This is tyranny! Yeah, tyranny, pal! Bop, bop, beep, beep, bop, 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 beep, bop, bop, bop. This is kind of bad. Bop, 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 bop. The light of justice shines above me. Why me too? Oh, that's strange. I was aiming for that weak ex-prosecutor. You're clearly aiming at me. Maybe something got in my way, particularly... Right around there. Franny. Just what do you think you're doing here, ex-prosecutor Miles Edgeworth? I don't believe that Kay is the culprit behind this incident. You're just an ordinary man without investigation rights. What you say does not matter. I am FVK. I will never stop moving forward. It's a long name, you know, I gotta shorten it a little bit. However you choose to quit, the outcome of our battle has already been decided. I cast away my badge because it became a millstone around my neck. Never heard that expression before. I shall continue moving forward even without it. The path I walk will surely lead to the truth. My actions are driven by that belief, and that is something which will never change. So you're saying that you found a path to the truth. Then show it to me. That's what he said. She said. But if that path proves to be a foolish one, it will not survive my whip. What? Now I gotta do this to you? Oh, man. Come on. The victim used her keycard and entered this room with the culprit. Then the culprit stabbed the victim in the chest with the candelabra, killing her. Shouldn't the letter make it obvious who the culprit is? Of course, the crime scene was right here in this room, the PIC meeting room. The proof is the bloodstain we found here in the meeting room. That settles it, Miles. Miss Von Karma seems really confident, doesn't she? Ah, I see. She's a fiery one, isn't she? I don't mind a feisty cutie. So how about an hug? How repulsive. Well, Miles, can you break my logic? If you truly have no intention of stopping here, prove it to me with evidence. I'll show you, Franny. The evidence that paves my path. No respect after I got her out of that situation in the last game. No respect. The victim used her keycard and entered this room with the culprit.
Hold it!
Was there nothing suspicious about the security system? The meeting room security is perfect, much like my logic, even though I've proven it's flawed all the time. There's no room for doubt. Your logic isn't as perfect as you think. It's never been perfect. There's not been one case ever in all the games we've played where anything they've said is perfect. Not once. In any case, your opinion has not changed? Yes. The victim and the culprit enter the room together. Then, the culprit stabbed the victim in the chest with the candelabra, killing her. Ba-dum-ba-ba-da-da-ba. Did the victim's wounds match up with the candelabra? The victim's chest was pierced in 3 places simultaneously by a sharp metal object. Is there anything else that could have done such a thing? A trident? That should all be written in Dr. Young's autopsy report. So you're sure that the murder weapon was the candelabra? Exactly. As for who the culprit is... Shouldn't the letter make it obvious who the culprit is?
Hold it!
Do you have anything to confirm that the letter was actually sent by Kay? Are you proposing that it was forged by the real criminal? That possibility was dismissed some time ago. There were no traces of forgery on the letter. Of course, there were no other traces besides Kay Faraday and the victim found on the letter. Are you saying you found Kay's fingerprints on the letter? The only fingerprints we found belong to the victim. In other words, you can't really say that Kay's the culprit. Didn't I just say that the possibility of a forgery has been dismissed? That letter was originally sent by Kay Faraday. Therefore, it is only natural to assume that she is the culprit. Of course, the crime scene was right here in this room, the PIC meeting room. Ah, but not really, because the murder occurred upstairs and we can prove that with the bloodstains. So this is probably the statement where I'm supposed to present that.
Hold it!
Do you have any proof that the crime took place in this room? Von Karma is perfect in every way. Perhaps you forgot that when you gave up your badge. No, we forgot that when you proved that all the Von Karmas are always wrong all the time. Well, during the game, of course. Pre-game, they have flawless records, but during the games, very flawed. The proof is the bloodstain we found here in the meeting room. That settles it. Okay, this is the statement, you can tell.
Hold it!
Have we determined who the blood actually belongs to? The blood analysis confirmed that it belonged to the victim. Just because the bloodstain was found here doesn't mean that this was the scene of the crime. You forget, Miles, that in court evidence is everything. If you believe this room is not the crime scene, show me the evidence that proves it. Evidence that shows where the crime took place. What do you mean we may not be in court, but I'll show her the truth? We haven't been in court at all, ever, in this spin-off series. We're always showing evidence, man. Come on, Edgeworth. Acting like this is your first rodeo. Miss Von Karma isn't showing any openings. There's one fact we know that she does not. They're not the only ones who can perform scientific investigations. And therein lies the proof. The path to the truth I found. Bop, two, three, almost there. Oh, here it is. Now, where's that blood stain? Ooh, this one? This or this one? It's probably this one.
Objection!
Maybe it's either. There are times when either evidence would work. If memory serves me correctly, the blood in the meeting room was found in front of the statue of Lady Justice, was it not? Oh, that's from the drip down. To murder someone before Lady Justice. This culprit knows no fear. I wonder about that. Have a look at this piece of evidence. Blood was found in the storeroom right above the meeting room. As you can see, there are signs that it has dripped down into the floor below. I love that the evidence that we gather is never by the police. The evidence is just, we pick it up, and then we can use it in a court or in an investigation. It's fantastic. And the burden of proof is never with the defense attorneys. It's just always whoever you're playing will prove it. Well, I don't have to prove my theory. Yeah. The statue of Lady Justice. Then you understand the murder did not take place here. The killer murdered the victim in the storeroom, then moved the body to this room. What Lady Justice witnessed was a coward trying to conceal their crime, and not the moment of the murder. She's smiling because she loves you. Pardon me, I just remembered a conversation quite similar to this one. As I expected, Miles. Such naivete couldn't possibly be an act. Just how is he naive? Have you forgotten, or are you just playing the foolish fool? The amount of blood in the meeting room is clearly greater than in the storeroom. Please don't just hit me. Such a large amount of blood couldn't have simply dripped from the floor above. And even if it had, there should have been much more blood left behind in the storeroom. The murder could not have occurred anywhere other than this meeting room. You're as predictable as always, Francisca. The difference in the amount of blood is just as you say. The question is, why does such a difference exist? That issue's trivial. I've already explained it with my perfect logic. In that case, how do you explain the blood that was found in the storeroom? I don't suppose you're going to tell me that it's somehow sprayed all the way up there. Like a water fountain? No way! Exactly, it's impossible, in other words. The reason for the difference in the amount of blood is... No, she was stabbed upstairs. Because the scene of the crime is definitely upstairs. It doesn't make sense for her to go, oh no, I've been stabbed! Good thing there's this elevator. Oh, I'm upstairs, I'm spilling blood, time to go back downstairs. It's absurd. So, stabbed in the store... Yes. Wait. Both of these are true. Oh, both of these are true, but we're talking about the blood discrepancy. So, if the weapon was, if she was stabbed upstairs and then pulled it out downstairs, then there'd be blood everywhere. The victim died of a stab wound. Naturally, there would be a significant amount of blood loss. That's obvious just from looking at the blood stain. And with that, let's end this video here at about 24 minutes. So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!